Yo, what's up? What's up? So right now I'm in Mendoza. Just been hitchhiking through Argentina, man. And as you noticed, I'm posting all these videos, and these are just time capsules of what I want to say, of what I want to tell the world, of what I want to remind myself. And no, it's fun, and I'm gonna keep on doing this. And today I wanted to be talking about productivity. And I feel like there's a productivity that we look at, that we focus on way too much, and it's quite unnecessary. And it's the productivity of money, you know. Everybody feels that pressure, how much you make. Oh, what job do you have? Oh, what are you studying? And like when you tell someone, oh, I'm studying to be a lawyer, you're like, oh, you're gonna make so much money. You're gonna produce so much money, And people judge you based on the productivity of money, of how much you make. And it's wrong. I don't think it's important, as long as you can get by. And just, we gotta stop caring about how much you make money-wise, economic-wise. I know we're in a global economy, local economy, and everybody gotta make money to, make it through. If not, you're not gonna eat. And I understand that everybody has to eat. But we're putting so much focus on, when I was in the university, everybody was worried about getting a high-paying job, of studying something just to make money. They worry too much about the productivity of money. And it's not something we gotta worry about. I think we should put more focus on the productivity of love. And you're like, damn, what do you mean love? Like, love is really only between you and your partner, your husband, your wife. So why does productivity of that type of love matter? I'm talking about grand scale of love. Like, yes, you got your relationship, and you gotta put love into that, of course. If not, it's not gonna work. But you gotta also put love into everything. When you talk to strangers, when you're at school, when you're at work, every step you take, you gotta put love into it. And you're like, no, I don't have enough love for that. No, you do. It's abundant. It's, love, joy, and peace. Those are the three main things. Those are the three main things you need to have. If you don't have those three main things, you're not living life correctly. You're not living life aligned with the universe. And it's going to cost you. You're going to suffer. And you got to be, people are like, yeah, but I can't find peace. I can't find love. I can't find joy in my life. Well, you can't go search for it, outside. It's inside. All those three things, love, peace, joy, it's all abundant in here. And we gotta be talking about the productivity of love. So now you understand that once you find it, love is abundant inside of you. And so every step you take, you do it with love. And people notice that. Once you start, raising your frequency, you can see it. People notice what type of energy you put into things. If I put, half my energy into something, people will notice. People are like, oh, this guy doesn't care. Or, you can read the intentions. And the thing with love is people notice those intentions. They notice that there's no judgment in your love. That there's no attachment, there's no resistance. They know that it's full compassion, that you're doing it just because you can, because you have the abundance, and you want to make the world a better place. And that's why, the productivity of love is important. That's why it's important not to judge. I'm not saying like, oh, this guy's not putting love into everything, this guy's a bad person. I'm just saying we gotta, as a community, help each other. Notice, oh, what's wrong with you? I noticed that when you do this, you're half-assing it. Like, is there a problem? We should talk about it. And you're helping your friend or whoever it may be with love. And they feel cared for, and they're feeling your love, and they're like, oh my God, yeah, I'm fighting some demons inside my head. Thank you for giving me some of your love. Now I'm back. Now I'm back to the high frequency. Now I'm back to the abundance of love inside of me. And now, now when I take, some action in every step in what you do, you're now doing it with love again. And so it's producing with love. It's the productivity of love, making sure that everything you do it with love. And I'm not talking about just your partner, remember. Even with a stranger, like, hey, if they ask you something, help them with love. Or whatever it is, just do it with love. And that's what changes the world. That's creating the new reality. Creating a reality where everybody, behaves with love. Every action is done with love, and you're gonna see it. When I have a piece of trash, I'm not gonna throw it on the floor. I'm gonna take care of the planet because I love the planet. When there's someone next to me, I'm gonna give them the respect they deserve because it's just love. When classmate, asks for help, when someone at the job, when a neighbor, stranger, anybody, you always gotta make sure that you have enough love to give, and you always have enough. So don't ever think you don't. It's abundant, it's infinite, and you in your heart, you gotta feel it, and you gotta produce with love. You gotta take action. You got everything you do it with love. I know I'm repeating myself, but I want this stuck in your head. Everything you do it with love, and that's that new world that we want. That's a new world that we're headed towards, where everything you do, everything that you do it with love, and people will notice a change. People will notice that, oh, look at all my classmates, they're all at a higher frequency, and you can't be left behind. If everybody is behaving with love, and you're the only one not producing love, you either choose to suffer and be a negative Nancy, or you go, oh damn, I gotta be like the rest. I gotta start putting love into everything I do. And that's what happens. Love is very infectious, and it's a good thing that it's infectious, because everybody's just gonna be behaving with love, and who doesn't like that? If you don't like love, then I don't know, maybe something's wrong with you. But yeah, I just want to put it out there, man. When you talk to your family, I know some relationships right now with some people, maybe friends or family, are not the best. But just change the way you think, Be like, you know what? I know we're having problems, but now I'm gonna be putting love into that relationship. And so when I go talk to them again, they're gonna notice that I'm putting love, I'm putting good intentions into this relationship. Even though I know it might be fragile, or it's, the boat is a little rocky, they're gonna notice that love, and they're gonna be like, oh, you know what? If he's putting love, I'm gonna put love into it, and that relationship will get fixed. Friends, family, work, I don't know, with your boss or with your co-workers, whatever problems you have, they will go away if you put love into it. They will go away. School, it will go away. Trust me. Love fixes everything. Love is aligned with the universe. So whatever you do with love, it will flow. It will flow, and everything will just fall into place correctly. And that's why, imagine society, everybody doing everything with love. It's gonna be a miracle, and we gotta do it. Everybody gotta take responsibility and say, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna step outside my house, and I'm gonna make sure I put love into everything. And you'll see the world change. You'll see the world change. And with money, I know how we were talking about productivity of money, or how much you make. But when you go into your job with love, money will flow. You see, you want to have a good relationship with money. And when you put love into a relationship with money, when you don't put resistance, when you're not attached to the money, it will flow. And again, so to your job, to your business, to whatever you do economically, also your spending. You want to spend with love as well. Just do everything with love, and it will flow. So I know I repeated myself a lot, And I want you to keep on repeating that to yourself. Everything you do, do it with love. That's it, man. Peace.